श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्।
ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टभागं सस्तनोभिः व्यसेम देवहितैर्यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्ताक्षो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति न बृहस्पतिर्ददातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ अग्नेनय सुपताराये अस्मान् विश्वानि देववयुनानि विद्वान् युजोध्यस्मज्जुहुराणमेनो भो इष्टान्ते नम भुक्तिं विदेम ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ ब्रह्मन् ब्राह्मणो ब्रह्मवर्चसि जायताम् आराष्ट्रे राजन्यः शूरशभ्यो अतिव्याधि महारथो जायताम् दोग्धीं धेनुर्वोढान्नड्वान् आसु सप्तिः पुरद्धिर्योषा जिष्णारतेष्ठः सभेयो युवस्य यजमानस्य वीरो जायताम् निकामे निकामेन पज्जन्यो न वर्षतु फलवत्यो न वोषधयः पच्यन्तां योगक्षेमो न कल्पेताम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणचक्षुः स्तोत्रमतो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वो ब्रह्म उपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोतु अनिराकरणम् अस्तु अनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते महि सन्तु ते महि सन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ या देवी सर्वभूतेषु विष्णुमायेति शब्दिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु चैतन्येति विधीयते नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु बुद्धिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु निद्रारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु क्षुधारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु छायारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः ॐ तत्सत् हरि ओम नमस्ते गुरुजी
श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्। श्रीमात्रे नमः। ॐ देवी पन्नार्तिहरे प्रसीद प्रसीद मातः जगतोऽखिलस्य प्रसीद विश्वेश्वरि पाहि विश्वं त्वमीश्वरी त्वमीश्वरी च देवी चराचरस्य या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मातृरूपेण संस्थिता नमः तस्यै नमस्तस्यै नमस्तस्यै नमो नमः. So we are having a wonderful time all through by just studying, doing Parayanam of Durga Saptasati. That is a course of 700 slokas drawn out from the Markandeya Puranam, where Markandeya Maharshi himself is a great upasaka of Devi, and there are so many other aspects touched by Markandeya Maharshi. But somehow it is all the will of Parameswari, like that of Lalita Parameswari. In the form of the Durga Parameswari also, that Saptasati has become very important, and therefore people are all getting all kinds of relief from their problems, physical, mental, intellectual, and many other things. And that is really a great one, because we must want somebody upon whom we can recline for support. And though things are not visible, though Amavaru is not visible, no matter, your work should be done, she will do it. I get information from some people in Andhra Pradesh also and other places that they are attached to the Devi Upasana, Devi Stotra Parayana and all that. They are getting the fulfillment of their desires. Anyway, so today we are also in the Nadaveda Adhyayana Kendra. We are going on with the Durga Parameswari, Adishakti Swarupini, who is doing a lot of good for the lokas, because she is responsible for making the Lokayatra go fine. Lokayatra Vidhayanyai Namaha and Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayaki Namaha, and also Sarva Prapancha Nirmatriyai Namo Namaha. ಈ ತರಹ ತಾಯಿಗೆ there are a number of compliments given to Amma. So to say, whether you believe or not, but the fact is that there is some operative force, a force which is visible to you. Sometimes maybe to some people, Parama Yogis, but whatever it is, the yatra is keeping on going, the maintenance, creation, maintenance and annihilation. ಈ ಮೂರು ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ ಇದೆ. So in the first Prathama Charitam of Durga Saptasati, we have noted Mahakali Swarupam, Rigveda Swarupam, and Parvati Devi has taken the role as Mahakali Parvati, and she saw that Vishnu fights with Madhukaitava Rakshasas and wins the war. After seeking a boon from them, then they offered. That is, when Vishnu was asked, what do we want? You have sufficiently given us exercise of war. What more? Then he said, we want to kill you. It's a very difficult korika, and they agreed for that, because how long one can hold on the body, Babu? Because the body anodidiyala, we cannot hold on even if you want, but better the body gets out as it is very healthy when the time or maturity comes up to that. That's why sunayasena maranam anta. So ayasa, kashta, dukkha, etc. ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ಹೊರಟೋಗೋದಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ದೇವಿ ಕೃಪಾ, ಅಮ್ಮ ಅಯ್ಯ ಕೃಪಾ and Sishwara Anugraha. That's why in Ayush Suktam, Ishano Devaha Sanayuda Dadatu. So, Ishano Devaha Sana. So, we make a prayer that Ishana Deva has to accept our gift offering and give us long life. Then you ask about Surya Bhagavan, because he is the watchman of our lifestyles. So then Samudra Sarirasya Madhyat Rochamanaha Suryaha Patu. So Ataraha Namgella, there is a hierarchy or orderliness where the world and people, land and people, they are being taken care by the Murta, Murta, by the Guna, Saguna and Nirguna, by those gods who have a form and who have no form at all. The form is personal for them. Yesterday we were talking about the Narada Bhakti Sutras. He says, Parama Prema Rupa Amrutacha ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಈ ಪರಮೇಶ್ವರ ಅದು ಹೆಂಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಭಕ್ತಿ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಇಂಟು ಮೆನಿ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ಸ್. In other words, if you want to note down the devotion to a Devi or Devata, it is just prema, preeti, and go together. That's why it is said in our one of the Upanishads, Suktas, that Mahayama Swayushya Mahayama Saswatu. ನಮಗೆ ದೇವರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋ ಆಯುಷ್ಯಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನ ಕಾಲ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಳೆಯಬೇಕು. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಗೋ ಟು ಸ್ಪೆಂಡ್ ಅವರ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಸೊ ಆ ತರಹ ಇದೆ. ನಾವು ಅಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಶಿ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಎ ಮಹಾಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ಅಮ್ಮವಾರು, and she is able to fight with Mahishasura. Rather, the Mahishasura was able to fight with Amavaru and to the brim of satisfaction. And ಆಮೇಲೆ she will say that I want to take your life, Masi Varnam. And then Mahishasura agreed for that, and he just surrendered. So ಪ್ರಾಣಾನ್ ಮುಮೋಚ ಮಹಿಷಃ. ಸೊ ಮಹಿಷಾಸುರ ತನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾಣಗಳನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟುಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಅದು ಆಗೋಯಿತು. ದೆನ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಅನದರ್ ಸೆಟ್. ಅಮ್ಮವಾರು ಬಿಕಮ್ ಎ ಮಹಾಸರಸ್ವತಿ ಸ್ವರೂಪಂ ಇನ್ ತೃತೀಯ ಚರಿತಂ, which starts from the 5th chapter to 13th chapter. It goes on the details. And here there is the Sumbhani Shumbha Rakshasas, and they are Mahasuras. And the problem with them was, when the reports reached him, they said, he sent some Dhumralochana and all people to go and contact and bring her also, Chandamundasura and all that. But whichever, actually Ammavaru wants to finish all these Rakshasas. So she put a condition: anybody who wins me in war, he can only be my husband. I will marry him. That's what a very tough condition. Even these days also, many girls are putting a lot of conditions to the boys. Papa, boys are afraid now to entertain the idea of getting into marital wedlock. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಐ ನೋ ಸಮ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ, ಬಟ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಲೆಟ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದ ಗರ್ಲ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್. ಸೊ ಆ ತರಹ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಾಟ್ ದಿ ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ that Durga Parameswari said, maybe they are great, but our greatness is no matter to me unless I have convincing situation. When they fight and kill, win me in battle, then I will marry them. But who can fight with Ammavaru and who can win her and all that? It's impossible. But still, hope is being let it go. Instead of saying no, she will say in a very euphemistic way, well, anybody who comes to fight with me and all that, I will just be able to do it. Okay, that's why you observe. And we are in the 7th chapter where the war began, and Chandamunda Rakshasas have been deputed by the Sumbhasura, and they came to the yard, and then they told her also, Amma, we are all there with Chaturangabalam, and you just talk about it. And they found on the Meru mountain Ammavaru sitting upon the Simham, and also on the Kanchanesrunge, Sailendra. So he was sitting on the golden mountain, on the peak of it. And ಇವಾಗ ಈ ಚಂಡಮುಂಡ ರಾಕ್ಷಸರಿಗೆ ಏನು ಬೇರೆ ಆಲ್ಟರ್ನೇಟಿವ್ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಹಸ್ ಬೀನ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ದಿ ಚಕ್ರವರ್ತಿ ದಟ್ ದೇ ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್. So we have done, I think, 5 or 6 slokas, I don't remember. But anyway, I just read. Okay. Then Shivalingavara, can you read from 4 to 10 sloka now, so that we'll be covering gist and afterwards we'll go further. Te drishtva tam samadatum udyamam.
ಯಾವ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಗುರುಜಿ?
7th chapter, 4th mantra. Te drishtva tam samadatum udyamam chakrurjataha आकृष्टचापाः असिधराः तथान्ये तत्समीपगाः ततः कोपं चकारोच्चैः अम्बिका तान् अरीन् प्रतिसिक्ता कोपेन चास्याः वदनं मषीवर्णं न भूत्तदा. 5th ಶ್ಲೋಕ ಓದಿ ಆಗತ್ತೆ, ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳ. ततः कोपं चकार उच्चैः अम्बिका
ततः कोपं चकारो अंबिका
चकार उच्चैः अम्बिका
ततार उच्चै अंबिका ततः कोपं चकार अच्छै अरंबिका
तान् हरीन् प्रति
तान् अरीन् पतिः
कोपेन चास्याः वदनम्
कोपेन चास्यावधनम्
मषीवर्णमभूत्तदा भ्रुकुटीकुटिलात् तस्याः
भ्रुकुटीकुटिलात् तस्या
ललाटफलकाद्धृतम्
ललाटफलकाद्धृतम्
कालीकराळवदना विनिष्क्रान्तासिपासिनी
कालीकरालवदना विनिष्क्रान्तासि पाशिनी कालीकरालवदना विनिष्क्रान्तासि पाशिनी
विचित्रखट्वाङ्गधरा
विचित्रकट्वाङ्गधरा
नरमाला विभूषणा द्वीपी चर्मपरिधाना शुष्कमांसातिभैरवा
शुष्कमांसातिभैरवा
अतिविस्तारवदना जिह्वाललनभीषणा
अतिविस्तारवदना जुह्वा ललनभीषणा अतिविस्तारवदना जुह्वाललनभीषणा
निमग्ना रक्तनयना नादापूरितदिङ्मुखा
नारापूरितदिग्मुखा.
So look at the attitude. Actually, Amavaru is not ready to fight because she has immense love. Karuna is there in her. But what to do when people, enemies, come with different ayudhas to her yard, then she has to defend herself. That's exactly what is Hanuman also. Anjaneya, when he was asked in the Ravana Sabha, why did you do so much havoc and killed all my Rakshasas, all people ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ಅವಾಗ ಹನುಮಂತ ಆಂಜನೇಯ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ನಾನೇನು ಮಾಡಲಿ, ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸೈನ್ಯ ರಾಕ್ಷಸರೆಲ್ಲ ಬಂದು ನನ್ನ ಹಾನಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದರು. ಸೊ ನನ್ನ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಡಿಫೆನ್ಸ್ಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಯುದ್ಧ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವ್ರನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಫಿನಿಶ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ ಮೈ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಡಿಫೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾಳೆ ಹನುಮಾನ್ ಟು ರಾವಣಾಸುರ. So here also Amavaru, she has not herself called them for fight or started the yuddham. Rather, looking at those people, those Chandamunda Suras who came to her, who approached her, Samipagaha, how Akrishta Chapaha, Asidharaha, Anyedat Samapagaha. So they have kept their bow ready, strung, and also having the swords in their hands and all. So, looking at such people who have come to harm her, to kill her, then what the reaction of Devi was? Sloka number 5. Kopam chakara uchchaihi ambikarin prati tanarin prati, with reference to those Shatrus, she became, look at the word as the Kopam Chakara. ಸೊ ಕೋಪವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದಾಳೆ. ಕೋಪಂ ಚಕಾರ ಅಂದರೆ ಸೊ ಈ ಕೋಪ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಇಸ್ ಅ ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರ್. ಸೊ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಪಾನ್ ಹೌ ಮಚ್ ಕೋಪ ಯು ಆರ್ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಡಿರೈವ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಟ್. ಸೊ ಕೋಪಂ ಚಕಾರ. ಸೊ ಏನದು ಉಚ್ಚೈಹಿ ಅಂಬಿಕಾ ಅರೀನ್ ಪ್ರತಿ ವದನಂ ಮಷಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವೆನ್ ಶಿ ಬಿಕೇಮ್ ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಇರಿಟೇಟೆಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್, then her face became dark. See, her face became quite dark. Vadanam ಮಷಿ ವರ್ಣಂ. ಮಷಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಕೋಪದಿಂದ ಬೆಳ್ಳಗಿರೋ ಮುಖ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮೋರ್ ಓವರ್ ಯು ಸಿ ಇನ್ ಮಹಾಕಾವ್ಯಾಸ್ ದೇರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್. ಆದರೆ ಈ ಪುರಾಣಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅಷ್ಟು ಉದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಈವನ್ ಇನ್ ವೇದ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ದಿ ವರ್ಣನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸಿವ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಬಟ್ ಸಿಗ್ನಿಫಿಕೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ವೇದಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪುರಾಣಗಳಲ್ಲಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ಮಷಿ ವರ್ಣಂ ವದನಂ ಅಸ್ಯಾಹ ಕೋಪೇನ ಅಭೂತ್. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಹರ್ ಕೋಪ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಹರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಗರ್, her face turned not beautiful, but it became very much angry, and then mashi varnam. And moreover, what she did, bhurkuti kutilat, she tried to narrow down her eyebrows. ಅಂದರೆ ಕೋಪ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ಇದೆ. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕೋಪ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಕೋಪ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತಾರೆ, ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡಿ ಅಂತಾರೆ. No, but when you see that the people become angry in true sense, then the problem comes up. Therefore, here, ಆ ತಾಯಿಯ ಮುಖ ಮಷಿ ವರ್ಣಂ ಅಂದರೆ ಕಾಳಿ ಸ್ವರೂಪಂ. ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ಒನ್ಸ್ ದಿ ಕಾಳಿ ಸ್ವರೂಪಂ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಆನ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹೈ ಟೆರಿಫಿಕ್ and nobody can stand her sight at all. Another example I'll give you, that when Ravanasura wanted Atmalinga of Lord Rudra, Shiva, he went to Kailas and in order to ask Lord Shiva to ask for his Atmalinga. Atma Yanamaha, Atmalinga Yanamaha ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ವ ನಮ್ಮ. ಸೊ ಆತ್ಮಲಿಂಗವನ್ನು ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ತಾಯಿ ಹೇಳಿದಾಳೆ ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. But when he saw that beautiful Parvati sitting next to Shiva, he forgot the mission for which he was going to that. Immediately, ಏನಪ್ಪ ಏನು ಸಮಾಚಾರ, ಯಾಕೆ ಬಂದಿದೆಯಾ ಅಂದರೆ, ನಿನ್ನ ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಹುಡುಗಿಯನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡಿ ನನಗೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಸಚ್ ಅ ಸರ್ಪ್ರೈಸಿಂಗ್ ವಾಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಭಕ್ತ ಟಾಪ್, ದಿ ಬಾಣ ರಾವಣ, and no alternative, because Shankara is always obliging the bhaktas, whatever they want like. So he said, okay, they can ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡಿ ಅಂತ. And Parvati was baffled for a while. But ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದು, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಶಿವಾಜ್ಞ. Nobody can deny the ಶಿವಾಜ್ಞ, whether for good or bad. Then she started walking with him. But along backside he was going forward and she was walking behind. Then without looking back, that's one condition that ಹಿಂದೆ ನೋಡಬೇಡ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಯು ನೋ ದಿ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ, ಭೂ ಕೈಲಾಸ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾಳಲ್ವ, ನಾರದ ಗಣೇಶ. Narada comes and says, hey, that he wanted to avoid. So Narada comes and says, hey, you are taking very black, ugly girl. Who is that? Why? Shiva has cheated you. ಸೊ ಶಿವ ನಿನಗೆ ಮೋಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಸೊ ಶಿವ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಚೀಟೆಡ್ ಯು. ದೆನ್ ಹಿ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ಸ್ ಹರ್. Then, so that story goes like that. So because when it turned back after Narada's word, it was Kali ಭಯಂಕರವಾಗಿರೋ ದೇವಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾಳೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಯಾರಂದರೆ ಭ್ರುಕುಟಿ ಕುಟಿಲಾತ್ ತಸ್ಯಾಹ ಲಲಾಟ ಫಲಕಾತ್ ಧೃತಂ ಕಾಳಿ ಕರಾಲವದನ. ಲಲಾಟ ಫಲಕ ಅಂದರೆ ದಿ ಫೋರ್ ಹೆಡ್, ಧೃತಂ ಅಂದರೆ ಕ್ವಿಕ್ಲಿ, ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ಲಿ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ತಸ್ಯಾಹ ವಿನಿಷ್ಕ್ರಾಂತ ಅಸಿಪಾಸಿನ. ಸೊ ಶಿ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿಲಿ ಕತ್ತಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪಾಶ, ದ ನ್ಯೂಸ್, ದ ರೋಪ್. ಸೊ ಎರಡನ್ನೂ ಹಾಗೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಶಿ ವಾಸ್, ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಕಾಳಿ ಸ್ವರೂಪಂ, ಅಂದರೆ ಮಹಾಸರಸ್ವತಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಶಿ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ದೇವೀಸ್ ಇನ್ ಹರ್. So that's why Saraswati is friendly and gets all the forms of all the deities, and therefore we always make prayer to Mahasaraswati. And even Kalidasa has described her, and Samala Dandakam, Samala Devi also is Saraswati Swarupam. But when anger, when war situation, when some defense to be entertained and to be provided, then she became ಇನ್ನು ಸ್ವರೂಪ ಅಂದರೆ ಕರಾಳ ವದನ. ಅಮ್ಮವಾರು ಮುಖ ಕರಾಲಂ. ಕರಾಲಂ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಭಯಂಕರವಾಗಿ ಕಪ್ಪಾಗಿದೆ, ಭಯಂಕರವಾಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಕಾಳಿ ಕರಾಳ ವದನ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದೇನೆಂದರೆ ನರಮಾಲಾ ವಿಭೂಷಣ. ಶಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಗಾಟ್ ದಿ ನರಮಾಲ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಶಿ ಈಸ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಹರ್ ದಿ ಮಾಲ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ನರ, that is the head of all heads of all those men. And she is having also dvipi charma paridhana. So she is, and moreover she has also on hand sushka mamsa. But ultimately how she looked, karala vaidana ati bhairava. So she was, there were so many bhairavas, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಭಯಂಕರವಾಗಿರೋದು. ಸೊ ಅತಿ ಭೈರವ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಪವರ್ಫುಲ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಏನಂದರೆ ಆ ತಾಯಿಯ ಕಾಳಿ ಹೆಂಗಿದ್ದಾಳೆ, ಅತಿ ವಿಸ್ತಾರವದನ. ಶಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಹರ್ ಮೌತ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫೇಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ದಟ್ ವೈಡ್ಲಿ ಓಪನ್. ಆವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ನೋಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ವಿ ಗೆಟ್ ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್ ಸ್ಕೇರ್ಡ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಟ್ ಸ್ವರೂಪಂ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಜಿಹ್ವಾ ಲಲನ ಭೀಷಣ. ಸೊ ಲಲನಃ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಗ್ನಿ, ಭೀಷಣ ಅಂದರೆ ಭಯಂಕರ, ಜಿಹ್ವಾ ಅಂದರೆ ನಾಲಿಗೆ. ಸೊ ನಾಲಿಗೆ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಳೆ. ಆ ನಾಲಿಗೆ ಹೆಂಗಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಗ್ನಿ ತರಹ ಕಲರಲ್ಲಿ, ಜ್ವಾಲಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಭಯಂಕರವಾಗಿದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾವೇನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ವಾಸನ್, ವೈಶ್ವಾನರಾಯ ಹೇಳಬಾವು, ವೈಶ್ವಾನರಾಯ ವಿದ್ಮಹೇ
ವೈಶ್ವಾನರಾಯ ವಿದ್ಮಹೇ ವೈಶ್ವಾನರಾಯ ವಿದ್ಮಹೇ
ಲಾಲೀಲಾಯ ಧೀಮಹಿ
ಲಾಲೀಲಾಯ ಧೀಮಹಿ ಲಾಲೀಲಾಯ ಧೀಮಹಿ
ತನ್ನೋ ಅಗ್ನಿ ಪ್ರಚೋದಯಾತ್.
ತನ್ನೋ ಅಗ್ನಿಃ ಪ್ರಚೋದಯಾತ್ ತನ್ನೋ ಅಗ್ನಿಃ ಪ್ರಚೋದಯಾತ್.
ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಅರ್ಥ ಏನಂದರೆ, ಲಲನ ಅಂದರೆ ಹುಡುಗಿ, ಭೀಷಣ ಅಂದರೆ ಭಯಂಕರವಾಗಿ. ಸೊ ಮಾರಿ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೋದನ್ನು ಲಲನ ಅಂದರೆ. ಜಿಹ್ವಾ ವಿಸ್ತಾರವದನ ಜಿಹ್ವಾ. ಶಿ ನಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಓಪನ್ಡ್ ಅಪ್ ವೈಡ್ ಹರ್ ಮೌತ್, ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಚ್ಡ್ ಹರ್ ಟಂಗ್ ಔಟ್, ಜಿಹ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಕಾಳಿ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, ನಾಲ್ಗೆ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಚ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕಪ್ಪಾಗಿರ್ತಾಳೆ ತಾಯಿ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅದು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೇ ಭಯ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಿ ಕಾಳಿ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ಈಸ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ described here in sloka number 8, saying that she has stretched out her tongue, and she has a masivarnam face. She has a dry mutton piece on hand, and she is a bhairava. And also ಈ ಸ್ವರೂಪದಿಂದ ತಾಯಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾಳೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಸಚ್ ಮಚ್, ನಿಮಗ್ನ ರಕ್ತನಯನ. she is having the namagna raktanayana. So she has got her eyes quite red. Nimagna raktanayana. ಸೊ ಕಣ್ಣುಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಕೆಂಪಾಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಕೆಂಪು ಕಣ್ಣನ್ನು ನೋಡೋದು ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರಿಯಲಿ ಡೇಂಜರಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಇಟ್. ಸೊ ವಿ ಸೇ ದಟ್ so Kali Varnana, for example, if you go visit any Kali temple, there the Kali Vigraham will be like that. Kappagirtale. So Kali Karala Vadana, Damstrojwala, and Jihva Vadana Adivistara. She made her tongue, she made her face quite wide, and that is the forum to terrorize people. Because you ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮುಖವನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೇ ಭಯ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ನಮಗೆ. So the very appearance will cause great terror in us. What to speak of fighting with that? Therefore, Lalana Bhishana, they may be a woman, but she was looking very, very fearful. She was a terror. So looking at her, a terror portion, you will see. And Nimagna Raktanayana, Raktanayana, she is having the eyes completely red because of the anger, and Nada Purita Digmukha. So our Swarupadalli, he was simply roaring. So Nada Swarupam didn't. Therefore, you see that, and what is the next action that she has done? What is that? So, Hela Babu, Sa Vegena Bhipatita.
सा वेगेनाभिपतिता सा वेगेनाभिपतिता
घातयन्ती महासुरान्
घातयन्ति महासुरान् घातयन्ति महासुरान्
सैन्ये तत्र सुरारीणाम्
सैन्ये तत्र सुरारीणाम् सैन्ये तत्र सुरारीणाम्
अभक्षयता तद्बलम्
अभक्षयता तद्बलम् अभक्षयता तद्बलम्
पार्ष्णीर्ग्राहङ्कुश
पार्ष्णीर्ग्राहाङ्कुशा पार्ष्णीग्राहाङ्कुशा
ग्राहियोधा
ग्राहि योधा ग्राहि योधा
घण्टासमन्वितान्
घण्टासमन्वितान् घण्टासमन्वितान्
समादाय एकहस्तेन
समाधाय एक अस्तेन समाधाय एक अस्तेन
मुखे चिक्षेपवारणान्
मुखे चिक्षेपवारणान् मुखे चिक्ष्पेतवारणान्
तथैव योधं तुरगैः
तथैव योधं तुरुगैः तथैव योधं तुरुगैः
रथं सारथिना सह
रथं सारथिना सह रथं सारथिना सह
निक्षिप्य वक्त्रे दशनैः
निक्षिप्तवक्त्रे दशनै निक्षिप्य वक्त्रे दशनै
चर्वयन्ती
चर्वयन्ति चर्वयन्ति
अतिभैरवम्
अतिभैरवम् अतिभैरवम्
एकं जग्राहकेशेषु
एकं जग्राहकेशेषु एकं जग्राहकेशेषु
ग्रीवायामथा चापरम्
ग्रीवायामतच्चापरम् ग्रीवायामतच्चापरम्
पादेनाक्रम्य चैवान्यम्
पादेनाक्रम्य चैवान्यम् पादेनाक्रम्य चैवान्यम्
अपोथयतु
सान्यमुपोदयत् मुपोधयेत्
अपोथयत्.
अपोधयत् अपोधयत्.
ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಮ್ಮವಾರು ದಿ ಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾರ್, ಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ that Mahakali did, you have the description of the war. ಸೊ ಯುದ್ಧ ವಿದ್ಯಾ ಅನ್ನೋದು ದುರ್ಗಾ ಪರಮೇಶ್ವರಿ ಹತ್ರ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಮ್ಮವಾರು. ಸೊ ಇಂಥ ದೊಡ್ಡ ದೊಡ್ಡ ರಾಕ್ಷಸರನ್ನು ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಯುದ್ಧ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ದೆನ್ ಶಿ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಟ್ಯಾಲೆಂಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟೈಸ್ and also a good felicity in employing all the weapons or weapons, ayudhas and shastras and astras and all that. So all that war knowledge, Ammavaru is expert. Therefore, Markandeya Maharshi is trying to explain to us simply in one word, there yuddhamabhut anta, but it has been explained to us the details how she was able to do it. Basically, Karali, Kali, Karalavadana, Kasi, Kali ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ she has got that Bhakshana Shakti. So she opened her mouth, stretched her tongue out, and she went on eating away the Rakshasas. At first step, you observe, Sa Vegena Abhipatata. She very actively, with great speed, not meaning she was attacking all them. Mahasuran Abhipatati. The verb here is Abhipatati. Abhipatati andre overpower. So she is overpowering the Mahasuras very quickly, not simply overpower, Ghatayanti cha. So ghata andre killing. Ghatayanti, and she was simply killing all of them, finishing them, and therefore Surarinam Sainye Tatra Tadbalam Abhakshayat. So whatever Bala Sainyam that all those two sons have brought, Maharaj Daud allari ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. And she completely finished the whole army of her employees who are just supposed to defend her. And she was also hurt, and she fell down on the ground. And also, meanwhile, you will observe many people getting out, though the function is over, they're all getting out. So, abhakshayata tadbalam. So what she did was, abhakshayata means eating. She is a Karali, Kali, and she has got her damstra, she has got all that mouth elaboration and all that. So in Sanskrit, as you have seen, there is the anima, mahima, chaiva, lakima, garima, tatha, prapti, prakamyam, ishatvam, vasitvam, cha ashtabhurayat. The Ashtaishwarya ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾವುದು ಅಂದರೆ must have Banam, you must have Chapam, Ahidharam. That is, you should have always somebody who is holding the sword. So, so what she has all these things, and anybody can pounce on them. So that is the arrangement. Then these people are still boldly fighting with Ammavaru. Then she made Parshnigrahankushagrahi Yodha Ghanta Samanvitan Samadaya Ekahastena Mukhe Varanan Chikshepa. So what she has done is, these fellows who have got Graha, Ankusha, and Graha Vedas and Ganta Swaram, and all these things they corrected and took them along with them. And then they made Anjaneya Prasad or somebody to play that. When once Naivedyam time comes to her, so this is the time when we give Naivedyam for the Paramatma. So Naivedyam was done that. So Parshni Graha Ankusha Grahi Yodha Ganta Samvidhan. She's having the Ganta also. And ಅವರೆಲ್ಲರನ್ನೂ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಸೇರಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇವಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಯುಗಳು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದುಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಪಾಷ್ಟಿಗ್ರಾಯ ಅಂಕುಶಂ ಪಾಶಂ. So Sivalinga, please read those three slokas, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah. So anyway, Tathaiva Yodham Turagaihi. What she did was, Varana means elephants. So Mukhe Varanan Mukhe Chitshepa Ekahastena Samadaya. Then Ghanta Samvitan, she has terrified all those people to withdraw their identity, become friendly, and come for war. So, Parshnigraham Ankusagrahi ಯೋಧಘಂಟಾ ಸಮನ್ವಿತಾನ್. ಸೊ ಈ ರಾಕ್ಷಸರ ಸೈನ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ರಾಕ್ಷಸ ಸೈನ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಿದೆ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಏನು ತೊಗೊಂಡ್ಬಿದ್ದಾರೆ? ಪಾರ್ಷ್ಣಿಗ್ರಾಹ, ಅಂಕುಶಗ್ರಾಹಿ, ಅಂಕುಶ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಂಕುಶಗ್ರಾಹಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯೋಧಕಂಠ, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡ ವಾರ್ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೊ ಅಂತಹ ರಾಕ್ಷಸರನ್ನು ಈ ತಾಯಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದಾಳೆ? ಶಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಡನ್ ಸಮಾದಾಯ ಏಕಹಸ್ತೇನ. ಶಿ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಬ್ಡ್ ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದೆಮ್ ವಿತ್ ಒನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಾರಣಾನ್ ಮುಖೇ ಚಿಕ್ಷೇಪ. ಸೊ ಶಿ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಪುಷ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದೆಮ್ to the face of the Varanas, and so that Varanas also will be killed. And now, next sloka, Tathaiva Yodham Turagaihi Ratham Sarathina Saha Nikshiptya Vaktre Dasanaihi Charvayanti Atibhairavam. So Atibhairavam Charvayanti. She is herself making a very high sound. Turaga is the horses. Ratham are the chariots. So there is a Turagavara with which they came, and that Turagavara is now being attracted and attacked by people. Therefore, Namaskara is there very much for them all. Again, Tathaiva Yodham Tunga Turagaihi Ratham Sarathina Saha Nitshipya Vaktre Dasanaihi Charvajanti Atibhairavam. Ekam, next verse is Ekam Jagraha Keseshu Grivayamasa Chaparam Padenakramya Saivanyam Murarasur Rasanyam Apothayatu Tair Muktani Shastrani Mahastrani Tathasraihi Mukhena Jagraha Yeshu and Mukhena Jagraha Rishadasanam. I think I'll stop here today and we'll continue Durga Saptasati. And the 7th chapter is completely known for war situation, how the war has been played, and how the Rakshasas were responding, and how she was able to use. So, all that war technology or warfare is being beautifully described. Actually, war is one where there is no love at all. Therefore, she was trying to overpower the entirety of the Rakshasas in a different manner. And as you have read in the sloka number, and moreover, not only her mouth is wide, not only her tongue is Agnirupam and wide, open, stretched out, and she has also used her weapons, and how she caught hold of certain tough Rakshasas, and she occupied the Rakshasas, and they are, and even the Rakshasas are not very dumb also. They are also employing very powerful. So that way, the seventh chapter, which contains around 26 mantras, 27 mantras, is a very powerful section where the activity of Amavaru is being well described, because Durga andre ಯುದ್ಧ ವೀರ ಅಂತ. ಯುದ್ಧ ಅಂದರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? So it is not simply a theoretical one, but it is practically one that you will be on the arena, on the ranarangam, and trying to fight out for dharma. And as you see in Lalita Sahasranamam, these two things we should remember. See, in Lalita Sahasranamam, it is said, Chitta Chidagrikunda Sambhuta anta Ammavarige. She is out from the Chidagni, Chidakasha, in the individual. Well, Shiva is described to be Bhavodbhavaya Namaha. See, Bhavodbhavaha, Bhava is the world. So Shiva is completely as Agni, terrestrial god. He is there. That's why in Mahanyasam, in Shiva Sankalpam, so we think that, we say that Kailasa Sikharavasi. So he is the Kailasa Sikharavasi, and Girikanyaya, he is enjoying the time with the Girikanya. So he is a Girisha and he is a Girikanya. So look, when you look at that Girikanya and Girisha, then you will definitely see wonderful. You remember Shivalingaya, what is that mantram? So it is called Bhava. He is taking care of the people on the ground, because he is a Bhavodbhava, and he is also living along with the humans and people. So this is really interesting to note down that Ammavaremo Chidagrikunda Sambhuta and Devakari Samujjata. And he Paramatma yaru andre, he is one who is coming, he is born on the land, and oh, this is, I'm not able to look at. So ultimately, when you are attached to Ammavaru and Ayya, you will get the moksha prapti. So the mantra, I just want to remind you, Om Kailasa-sikhare ramye Shankarasya Shivalaye Devatastattra modanti Tanme manas Shiva Sankalpamastu. That's one aspect of his being Bhava. And secondly, another same next one is Kailasa Vasam Himavadgiri Samsthitam Neelakantham Trinetram Cha Tanme Manashiva Sankalpamastu. So, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಡೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ವರ್ಷನ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಸೊ ಹೀ ಈಸ್ ದೇರ್ ವಿತ್ ಗಿರಿಕನ್ಯಾ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ಕೈಲಾಸ ಶಿಖರದಲ್ಲಿ ಗಿರಿಕನ್ಯಾ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಗಿರಿಕನ್ಯಾ ಈಸ್ ಅಲೋಡ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಬಾರ್ನ್ from the mind of Chidagni, from Chidagni, Chidakasha, Chidambara, etc. Whereas Shiva is one. So he is Yajamana and Parvati is Yajamana Itri. So like that here also, when Parvati taking the form of the Durga and when she is the Mahasaraswati Sarupam, how she is meddling the Rakshasas and what kind of implements, shastrastras that she is employing. So the entire chapter number 7 containing 27 mantras, well, number 9 totally. So you observe the warfare, war skill. In fact, there was an occasion when I was to talk about the war skills of Devi Durga. And but in as so much of skills are not finding in the Lalita Sahasranam. There is no war in that, but we get only results of war being described. See, Banda Suravadhodjukta ಶಕ್ತಿ ವಿಕ್ರಮ ಹರ್ಷಿತ ಅಂತ ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ತನ್ನ ಸೈನ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಬಂಡಾಸ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಯುದ್ಧ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಉತ್ಸಾಹ ಇದೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ನೋಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಶಿ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಇಟ್. ಸೊ ಅದು Bhandasura, Lalita Sahasranam, and his two brothers, Vishukra Pranaharana, Vishangavadha, and then Bhandasura has had 15 Senadhipatis, commanders in chief. So the work for Lalita Parameswari and the work for Durga Parameswari almost very risky. But still they have taken the risk. They faced the demons and benefited the world. So Durga Saptasati ನಾವು ಪಾರಾಯಣ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತಂದರೆ ದುರ್ಗಾ ದುರ್ಗಾ ಆರ್ತಿ ನಾಶಿನಿ ಅಂತ. ಆರ್ತಿ ಇದ್ರೇನೆ ನಾವು ಹುಟ್ಟೋದು. ಸೊ ಕುರ್ವನ್ನೇವೇಹ ಕರ್ಮಾಣಿ ಜಿಜೀವೇಚ್ಛೇ ಸತಂ ಸುಮಾಹ ನವಗ ಕರ್ಮಾಣಿ ಕುರ್ವನ್. ನಮಗೆ ವಿ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ರಿಮೈನ್ ಸೈಲೆಂಟ್ ಆರ್ ಇಂಡೋಲೆಂಟ್ ಆರ್ action free. Actions are is to be there. You have to be doing one or the other thing. Something like the horse. So horse will never keep quiet, as you know. ಇದು ಬಾಲ ಆಗಲಿ, ತಲೆ ಆಗಲಿ, ಮೇನೆ ಆಗಲಿ, ಲೆಗ್ ಆಗಲಿ, ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಚಲನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಹಾರ್ಸ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಇಂದ್ರಿಯಗಳು ಹಾರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಇಂದ್ರಿಯಗಳನ್ನು ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದಿ ಆರ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಟ್ ಆಲ್ steady. So also our indriyas are never steady. And if you if you put all the horses in a shed, ಆ ಶೆಡ್ ನೇಮ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷಲ್ಲಿ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಟೇಬಲ್ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ದಿ ಹಾರ್ಸಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಬಲ್, ನಾಟ್ ಮೊಬೈಲ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಥರದ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಸೂತ್ರ, chapter. And so we shall see. So we stop here. Om Swasti. Sahana avatu heli yararu. Om Sahana avatu Sahanau bhunaktu Sahaviryam karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
शान्तिः सर्वं श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु. श्रीवेदमाता चरणारविन्दार्पणमस्तु. हरि ओम तत्सत्.
Sri Veda Purusha Asirvadostu. Sri Durga
ओम श्री
Parameswari.
वेद Shri Durga
Prasada
Ashirvadostu.
Shri Durga Parameswari Prasada Siddhirastu.
Shri Durga Parameshwari Prasada Siddhirastu. Hari Om Tat Sat.
Beautiful.
Namaste.
So we are in the department of Durgamma on every Tuesday, and she is just sitting there, and then she is requesting us to recite her Vaibhava, especially when she is facing the Sumbha Mahasuras in the battleground, and for which she has promised that to all gods that she will take care of them and see that the tough Sumbhas are being done with. So when once we read this particular text, we just get transformed or transported into the portals of Mahadevi, Durga, and there's a lot of things. In fact, I want to say, during Navaratri day, I happened to visit Karakadurga temple in Vijayawada, and ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕುಂಕುಮಾರ್ಚನ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ತಾಯಿಗೆ ಆ ಕುಂಕುಮಾರ್ಚನ ದಟ್ ಕುಂಕುಮ ಇದು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಮೌಂಟೇನ್ ತರಹ ಇತ್ತು. So that is a wonderful sight that I subsist that during Navaratris there is a lot of kunkumarchana done for her. So that is really great. So ಇವತ್ತು ಮಂಗಳವಾರ Durga Devi Day, Durga Day it is. So as Vasan suggested, we are going on with Durga Saptasati, and we'll celebrate it once it is completed. And we'll start some other text. So thank you one and all.
Thank you. Namaste. Great.
So I have no option to start the recording. Anyway, I'll Sri Guru